అక్కడ వాయిస్ పెంచు, అక్కడ వాయిస్ పెంచురా నీకు అంట. హలో శాలిని, హలో పెట్టాను ఒట్టు ఇష్టమై కొట్టు. హలో శాలిని, వీడియో క్లోజ్ అన్నా, క్లోజ్ చేయన్నా. హలో సోలార్ సిస్టమా? ఎవరు ప్రజెంటేషన్ చెక్ చేసుకుంటున్నారు? డివిపి సింగ్.
That's right. Yeah.
హలో
अच्छा ఆయన షేర్ చేసేసారు. Very good afternoon, sir.
Everybody, very good afternoon.
Yes, sir. 1:30 కదా. Minimum. Sir, we'll wait till 1:35, sir. Let people join in, sir.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Muting. Yes.
Hello.
There are breeders, sir. Others will come with something. Can you see the dog breeders?
So this is the home. LD side is coming from this.
Hello. Hello. Mhm.
On email call.
Tapi ఒకరి host అన్ని చేసి ఇంటికి ఇస్తారు చెప్ప మాట్లాడి ఒకసారి
ఇందులో వెళ్ళింది ఇందులో వెళ్ళింది
హలో
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 స్వామి
వినిపిస్తుందన్న
ఓకే ఇది రావాలి అప్పుడు కనెక్ట్ బయట అవుతున్నాడు బయట రావాలంటే ఇది ఇవ్వాలి రెడ్ పెట్టేది
మాట్లాడి
ఆ సౌండ్
Hello. 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 Hello.
పెట్టు
Hello. 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 Check. Hello. Okay. All the scientists are requested to come over to the IARI auditorium for the webinar. Thank you.
Then students also. Like they got good attendance on math.
No, ma'am.
Just 5 minutes, we'll start.
Okay, 135, it will be 24 people at the number. We cannot keep him waiting. Auditorium-లో. మొదలు పెడదాం అనుకుంటున్నాం ఇంకా. మీరు ఎక్కడ ఉన్నారు?
I'll I think can you open your camera? Shall
Hello?
we, sir? We
Hello?
are ready.
Am I audible?
Yeah. Can we start with, sir?
We can start. Shall we start?
Yes, sir. Is working. There is a problem, sir.
Yeah.
Correct.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Sir, respected director, participating in and offline scientific fraternity, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you all. Myself, on behalf of the Seminar Committee of ICAR-IIRR and Society for Advancement of Rice Research, extend a warm welcome to you all for participating in this webinar, which is 19th in the series, conducted as a part of the Azad Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrations. I welcome our distinguished speaker, Dr. VP Singh, retired principal scientist from Division of Genetics, IARI, and a Padma Shri awardee, to deliver today's talk on ICAR-IIRR interface with the rice industry. Now I invite our beloved director, Dr. R.M. Sundaram, President SAR, for his introductory remarks.
Respected Professor Dr. VP Singh, colleagues from Indian Institute of Rice Research, colleagues who are partners with us in All India Coordinated Research Project on Rice, and my dear colleagues from ICAR-IIRR. I'm delighted to inform you all that we have amongst us an eminent rice breeder who has developed several basmati and non-basmati varieties, which are earning millions of foreign exchange in the country. It's none other than Professor VP Singh. He will be here to talk about ICAR-IIRR and industry interface, specifically about how they went ahead and then commercialized several basmati varieties, and also about the development, I hope so. And on behalf of ICAR-IIRR, ICAR-IIRR, and also on behalf of our own society, that is Society for Advancement of Rice Research, I extend a warm welcome and greetings to each one of you. I now request Dr. Elvis Barao to just give a brief introduction about today's speaker, even though it's not required, but it's our duty to give a brief introduction, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Madam, today's chief guest, I am main speaker and delegates who are attending this webinar, and my dear colleagues. I really am privileged. I feel proud. It's actually an honor to me to introduce Dr. VP Singh, Padma Shri VP Singh, a renowned, eminent Urdu plant breeder who served more than 3 decades at Indian Agricultural Research Institute and developed several varieties, as Meenakshi Sundaram informed just now. For the benefit of several of the youngsters who may not be knowing about the Dr. VP Singh's accomplishments and a little about his career at IARI, I would like to take 1 or 2 minutes to read out his brief biodata. Dr. VP Singh, born on 17 January 1945 at village Narsan Kalan in Haridwar, now it is in Uttarakhand. Dr. Singh has received his MSc and PhD degrees from Raja Mahendra Pratap Degree College in Narsan itself in agricultural botany, which was associated with Agra University. He started his professional journey as a seed production assistant in the National Seeds Corporation, later joined IARI in New Delhi in 1968, 30th March, and promoted as scientist, rice breeding at Division of Genetics in 1975, and became principal scientist in 1998 and continued till 2007. After superannuating from active service as research scientist, he became the vice president of agribusiness for KRBL Limited, New Delhi during 2007 and 2012, and became the director, crops and research for All India Rice Exporters Association, New Delhi, from 2013 to 2016. He has made monumental contribution in rice breeding. He was involved in development of 16 rice varieties, including well-known Pusa 2-21, Pusa 33, Pusa 44, among the non-basmati and high-yielding semi-dwarf non-lodging landmark basmati varieties such as Pusa Basmati 1, 1121, which is the highest foreign exchange journal even now. Improved Pusa Basmati 1, Pusa Basmati 6, and Pusa Basmati 1509. These basmati varieties have not only revolutionized the basmati production in the country, but also helped in earning the large amount of foreign exchange through export and being exported to 114 countries with over 80 rice brands. In recognition of his significant contribution in basmati rice development, he was conferred with Padma Shri by President of India in the year 2012. As a faculty, he was involved in teaching of several courses, mainly seed production, principles and practices of breeding, quality breeding, and advanced plant breeding, and guided several MSc and then PhD students. Two of his students received Jawaharlal Nehru Award for excellence in the research. Besides, he has also published several research papers in peer-reviewed journals and 6 book chapters, and is a visiting scientist at International Rice Research Institute during the year 1988 to 1990. He has several awards on his credit, like Haribam Ashram Trust Award during 74-75, Jawaharlal Nehru Award during 77, BP Pal Memorial Award during 2005, ICAR Team Award in Crop Improvement during 2007, third Rao Bahadur Dr. B. Vishwanath Award during 2006 and 7, ICAR Recognition Certificate 2009, O.P. Basim Memorial Award during 2012. He is also fellow of Indian Society of Genetics and Plant Breeding and also NAS. We are fortunate to have today the talk by Dr. V.P. Singh. I request Dr. V.P. Singh to deliver the talk, and then it will be moderated by my colleagues, Dr. Sai Prasad and rapporteurs, Singh Sai Prasad. Fayaz. Thank you, sir. Dr. V.P. Singh, sir. Over to you.
To share the experience I had the opportunity to learn from my mentors. Through these slides,
I think your voice is very feeble, sir. We are able to see the slide presentation, not a problem, but your voice is very feeble, sir.
we will improve it. Hello.
Yeah. Now we are able to hear you, sir.
It is better now. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks to the lead by my side. Okay. So, my dear colleagues, I am really grateful to your team for giving this opportunity. And I would like to be brief, and the questions and queries are welcome in between also and at the end also. Friends, as you know, rice is the most fascinating cereal. When it comes to any aspect, its duration, the way of this cultivated, the way the characters are. And when it comes to as food, this is the staple food for, as we know, for more than 66% of the world population. And it is getting popular even now in, say, northern part, or even, say, Northern America and Europe, because of its, easy to cook, better quality and better taste. Being it is, potato is slowly being replaced by good quality rice. See, when it comes to my presentation. Now, friends, I would like to take you back at the time of partition. Because the IRI playing field has been to the Punjab, Haryana, Western UP, and the Basmati region more and more, though it's a national institute and working for other areas also in other crops. So what happened in 1947? There were, when we call say Punjab, West Punjab and East Punjab. The West Punjab with 3.5 say doabs, that is say Siddh Sagar, Chhag, then Rachna, and Bari, half of the Bari, the 3.5 they went to Pakistan, and only 1.5, that is half of Bari and whole of Bist, it came to India. So as you all know, the best fertile area which was irrigated went to Pakistan. So major rice growing area went to Pakistan. Now what we were left with, what now you have got the Haryana, you have got this one Himachal Pradesh, and you have got East Punjab. It was all undulated land, and rice was being grown only in areas where irrigation was available. Though they were growing different varieties from short grain to long grain to aromatic, but on a very, very small area. The major crops were sorghum, maize, palm millet, and important pulses like mung bean and urid. Now, as I say, my mentors, or say our mentors, uh, Dr. Swaminathan, he could, foresee that with the development of yielding varieties, with the improvement in irrigation, availability of fertilizers, and the farm machinery, farmers will be shifting to rice on a large scale. He anticipated long back. And then he, he took a decision that we should work on basmati rice. See, he told a time will come when Punjab and Haryana will be growing high yielding varieties, and these varieties should be such that it will have market. And he told that it should be basmati. So initiated the work on basmati. Now, when it comes to the this basmati, just a special introduction I'm going to give of this farmer. This farmer is related to me. He is my father's sister's husband. We call Fupaji. He was uneducated, but growing sugarcane, basmati, fodder crops for their own use and whatever extra for marketing. So when I went home after leave, after joining in 1968, he asked me, VP Singh, well, Vijay Pal Singh, what you will be working on? I told him that I have to develop the basmati varieties. So he asked next question, do you know what basmati varieties are and what basmati is? I was silent. So he told, when you do not know what basmati is, what are you going to make? And then he told, listen. So what he did, he raised the index finger and told that rice should be longer. It should be very, very long. And then next he told that aroma should be appealing. And then once you cook it, it should make more of volume. He say how he described was that you're cooking one katori, that is 1 cup. After cooking, it should become 5 cups. And those 5 cups, it should be only by linear cooked kernel elongation. He told in Hindi, it should be like needles long, and it should be milky white, and it should be like butter when you put in your mouth. It should get easily just dissolved. So that means it needs to be non-sticky and soft. And he says that once you are eating, you should feel like eating that you are eating something really good. And if you happen to eat more, you should not feel the heaviness. It should be easy to digest. And then he says, if you cook more and you leave it for the next day, it should not be spoiled, it should not be stale, it should be worth eating. If your variety has such characteristics and high yield, then only it will be basmati. Otherwise, nobody will take your basmati. So that was a message he gave, which really all think I was a basmati farmer. I was, but I was not knowing so many things what he told me. So IRI being, the place where not only the farmers, but even policymaker and the country looks for the new technologies, new ideas, and you know the importance of IRAPG school. So in December 1983, a person came from Thailand, Sri Arvind Narula, and he wanted to, expand his business in Thailand on basmati rice. And he discussed for a few days. Then I told him that, see, you should not grow basmati because basmati is only confined to this one, northern India, and it may not be. He said, I'm already growing basmati 370. So I told him that, okay, you go to DRR Hyderabad. There is a young scientist, Dr. Devendra Mahan, and you discuss with him your programs. And I think he may be more helpful to you. So finally, am I audible? Hello? Am I audible?
Sir, very clear. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay. Okay. So they took the service of Dr. Devendra Mahan and he really made their program successful. Then in the next year, Mr. Ajay Dhanesha came from United Rice Land. United Rice Land was the first modern rice mill. It has got a long, this one history, but let me be short here. He came and he also wanted to, again expand their business in basmati because there was a modern rice mill, and they knew already that Pakistan was ahead because they had more area and they were already in the export market in a better way than us. So finally, what we did, I gave him the 3 kg seed of Karnal local and how the program has to be, executed. And I also suggested that you go to Dr. S.C. Ahuja in HAU regional station, this one called, and he will guide you because the crop has to be protected from pests and diseases. And he was the best person. So he did really help them. And within 3 crop seasons, as they were guided, they came out a brand Tilda. Tilda derives the name from this one, the Sabharwal family. They had 2 daughters, one Lotma, one Deotma. So they took these, this alphabets from there and gave the brand name Tilda and became very famous. This I was given in a personal communication by very respected person in the industry, Sri R.S. Shashadri, who took this brand to the world level in a much better way. Was not some people were not expecting. It was unprecedented, but it really made a name. So then we got some visitors also. Sri K.R. Srivastava, who was a pathologist by training. He was the director of the Export Exchange Agency. They came and they asked that I should deliver a lecture to their staff on rice in general and basmati in particular. So we had, 2-3 lectures. And finally, came that we should see the rice mills, go and see personally that what is being done. So the name was given in process quality control. And that's how, we went to the many mills, saw their working and gave them training. Then you all know Dr. R.S. Paroda, I needed to introduce to you. He was very much, this rather monitoring this program very closely, directly and indirectly. He will come to the field visits. He will discuss many times. After the release of Pusa Basmati 1, he made a comment. VP Singh, development of rice varieties is not enough. And see this last, say, statement, development of variety is not enough. It gives you lot of opportunities to think, bring new ideas, and that's how we actually worked on those lines. So, because it is the rice, the farmers, the science, and the industry, we were, trying to bring them together. Earlier, Dr. H.K. Jain used to say that we should have the interdisciplinary. And when it comes to rice, because rice has to say rather brought together with industry, then only it will be successful. So when we say, first we have to think of the producer, and producer is the farmer. So what they're expecting? They're expecting more return from per unit of land with minimum inputs, and implying that those varieties, they should have the market, and they should have better prices, and they should fit into their crop rotation. Say when it comes to the industry, now see, you all know now, from hand pound to the small mills by Satake in Japan, now we have come to the modern rice industry, where you need not touch a grain now. It is all computerized. You have to just feed at one place. You get the rice, packed rice, checked all the places, and different kind of healing, different kind of whitening as per the requirement of the customers. So what they want, that whatever paddy you are getting from the market, you should have more brown rice, you should have high head rice that's unbroken, and then it should be highly acceptable to the consumers. And now when it comes to the role of we people, we have to develop, Dr. K.V. Prabhu in one of his lectures told that the variety in general, they are like a ball in the game, and that is very, very true. And where this our, the rice scientists, irrespective of the region, really they have come up with very good varieties. You already know, I need not repeat. There was a variety SLO16 long back in the trade. That's what Dr. S.3 once, told me. And then you have your BPT 5204, and you have got even HMP and many more, which are, and the basmati rice varieties. So since it is going to be the industry, when it comes to the industry, we have to some kind of sharing of the thoughts and ideas and what has been done from the point of view of our production and export of rice. See, basmati rice was grown by rich farmers wherever irrigation was feasible, low-lying areas in the Indo-Gangetic plains. Right from say Pilibhit in western UP to Sirsa in Haryana and up to Amritsar in Punjab. And as I told earlier, the best area went to Pakistan. When it comes to Afghanistan, they have got a variety Baraha. It is by grain dimensions, it is by aroma, it is just like basmati, but they do not call it basmati. Similarly, you people know that Iran is very famous for quality rice. They have named the variety based on their physical characteristics. Here, dum means tail, shah means dark black. That means on is dark black. Then you have dum safed, that on is white. And this one, it is jard, G-A-R-D. Dum jard, that means your awning is yellow. And it's shape, aroma, everything is like basmati, but they do not call it basmati. And there is no equivalent word in Arabic, Persian, or Urdu language for basmati. So what I want to bring home the point is that basmati rice is the heritage of Indo-Gangetic plains. Basmati rice, domestic movement and export were channelized only through the State Trading Corporation before 77, 78, because it was being on large scale and the movement from state to state was restricted. So it used to be, as I was told by the millers and by the traders, it was being sold like opium at that time because it was very costly and not easily available. So when this basmati was dechannelized, that means the whatever restrictions were they were removed, and the purchasing power of the middle class also began increasing. The demand also increased, and same thing with the production also started increasing. So before 70s, there was shortage of food grain. Major companies of rice, major emphasis was on the varietal improvement of yielding varieties and yield resistance. Seed was also a basic unit, and uh, because it was also the main, this way, seed, I mean, good seed was not available for basmati. So the National Corporation came in 1963, and their priority was also on seed production of yielding varieties because we were having shortage of food. So maize, sorghum, pearl millet hybrids, and followed by the yielding varieties of wheat and rice was the major one. And though the states they had the seed production programs, but again it was not being done in the scientific manner. Why I say so? Because I visited in my National Seed Corporation days, later in IARI days, in Bihar, in Odisha, in UP, in Punjab, Haryana, the seed was not really of good quality. Uh, our very worthy director H.K. Jain in 1980-81, what he did, he transferred Dr. S.P. Sharma to Karnal with the purpose of starting scientific seed production, and he started with first mung bean, then wheat, vegetable, later on rice. And this program helped in spreading of the IARI yielding varieties. Though varieties have to be good, then only they will be accepted, but seed is equally important. If we are not producing good quality seed, the varieties will not having that performance as you are expecting. That's what Dr. Paroda brought home the point that development of variety is not enough. So systematic basmati seed production with the release of Pusa Basmati 1 started at regional research station Karnal in a and with a few very progressive farmers. So addressing all the stakeholders in the value chain, first we began with the variety, then is breeder and nucleus production, then cultivation farmers field, and then say taking it to the say mandis, and mandis when they go to the mill, they have as Dr. Subbarao mentioned about the more than 80 brands, and then it goes to the domestic and export market. And all of the data many times repeated by many speakers. So and then let me just just share what industry did. Mr. B.M. Bhatia was a very respected person, and he was also one time the president of the All India Rice Exporter Association for some time. When Pusa Basmati 1 was released, he was in favor of Pusa Basmati 1, others were not. So he wrote an article in Times of India, and he told that it is a very good material. And then Pepsi Foods, they came before that one because they were also into the rice business. They invited us again for lectures, and they wanted to learn more about the rice quality and how to judge rice quality so that our rice is such a one that it will be accepted in the export market and will not come back. So all these things are going on. Then Dr. B.S. Dhillon, he became ADG in 19 in 1998, and then he searched out a letter which I had written to the DG that we should have an interface with the exporters. So when he dug out that letter, then he rang me up that VP Singh, I have found out a letter. I'm going to organize a meeting. So what he did at that time, Dr. Paroda was DG. So he persuaded him and he came. And the participants were very leading people. Shri Sanjay Gurnam Arora from Kohinoor Foods, he was the owner of that. Vijay Arora, owner of Daud Food, and Anil Mittal, owner of KRBL, and Brigadier Anil Agaraka, again a very dynamic person, who was at that time executive director of area, and then a person from APIDA, because this comes under Ministry of Commerce, and Dr. B.C. Varakmat came, Dr. Shobha Rani came, and we all had a meeting. So what I did, I kept the cooked rice of rice varieties. One of them was at that time only Pusa 1121. It was not Pusa Basmati 1121. It was not even entered in the trials. So once they saw the rice, they were really delighted. And then, because when all these programs were going on, SGS, is a pioneer in providing inspection, testing, certification, verification services to the many, many products. And after seeing the basmati developments, they also got into the testing of basmati rice. So they again came to IARI, and we conducted a 3-day training program on and the program was conducted. One of the participants, though in grain cooking, eating on all quality parameters, and then one of the participants in SGS group, he was from abroad. He asked me a very good question: that do you have an official definition of basmati? Then I told him, no, we do not have official definition, but we have the description by the Bureau of Indian Standards. But at that time he told that India should have a basmati definition. But even by the time the America did not go for the basmati, say, GI indication. So during the water training conducted, we taught them about the variety characters, what is hull weight, what is rough rice, what is the ratio, the shape, the hardness, the chalkiness, and how this chalkiness and hardness, they affect the milling, hulling, and even the machine load, how much it happens. They were all taught. Then among the quality of this rough rice content, degree of purity, then cracked grains, as you know, when you do not harvest on time, there will be sun cracks. Then there will be always immature grains, the fermented grains, damaged grains, red rice, and sometimes the varieties were also not pure. So how all these factors, they bring down their yield of the, say, head rice recovery, how it is affected, they were told. Now, when it was all going on, in about, say, 1999, I was introduced to this one, APIDA, in the Basmati Development Fund. So there were a group of very leading people. There was a Brigadier Ashok Mehta, who was later on selected as the director of the Basmati Export Development Foundation. So in 2003, there was the chairman of the APIDA, Sri Anil Swarup. Discussion came that we should have a lab of international standards. So myself and Brigadier Anil Agaraka, we were given the responsibility of going to places and find out a suitable place. So finally, after going for 3-4 days, we went to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel University, saw the campus, and then came back and told that if university can give some facilities area, that is the best place, because that's also Basmati area near to Delhi, and because Basmati area was developing. So Anil Swarup ji, being the the head of the APIDA, he prevailed upon the UP government, the university authorities, and he got them the 10 acres of land as farm and a place to construct the building in the old campus. And this is what you're seeing in the picture is the office. Some of you might have already seen, that Subbarao might have seen, or others might have seen when they are going to visit for the Basmati monitoring team. And this laboratory is of international standards. It is NABL accredited. Dr. Nagendra Kumar Singh, IARI, Ashok Kumar Singh, IARI, they both went to Germany, they went to UK, and they saw the best laboratories, and learning from there, improved over that one, and now we have the facility of testing for this one DNA, and then we have got the testing for real-time PCR and GMO, and then pesticide residue we have LCMS, MS, and then we have for this one pesticide residue also we have, and then this one ICP, MS also we heavy metals. Because heavy metals were a problem. I was mentioning about the BDF farm. That is again in the campus of this one Sardar Vallabh Patel University, now being looked after by Dr. Ritesh Sharma. And Ritesh Sharma, what he is doing, Dr. Ritesh Sharma, he is giving training not only to the farmers and staff from the industry, even the school children, they are coming at the time of transplanting and harvesting. And he is, teaching them at a young age what the rice plant is. It was very important that our mentor, he should see the rice facilities developed by his, vision and mission. So we requested him to come to Dr. A.K. Singh, requested him to come to this one KRBL facility in Ghaziabad. So he is, being shown the bags where they are going to put their, final products for indigenous and export market. This is again, he is closely reading that what is written on the bag, what it all contains. This is their a kind of, say, final bagging facility. And then because bringing varieties was really such a one that, as Dr. H.K. Jain told, that you involve everybody. So we involved everybody. Dr. S.P. Sharma, former head of Karnal, he introduced to me a farmer, Rana Ranveer Singh Grewal of Sikandarpur village, Haryana. He was already trained by Dr. Munshi Singh, former head division genetics, and a renowned cotton breeder for plant selection and seed production. He was so good in selecting cotton, this one say lint and size and ball number and seed production. So he provided me all the facilities, and we could, select material in his field, and it was right kind of testing. Though IARI helped him in the best quality seed of notified IARI, this one wheat and rice varieties. He is the person. Now he is no more. In the last March, he expired, but a very, down to earth person. Now, as I was telling about the seed production, though it may not be new to you, but I am repeating how IARI variety seed was so acceptable, how the yield and quality was so good that it made rice program a successful one. See what we do, we take 500 panicles from healthy and true to the type plants in Karnal, because Karnal is the Basmati area. You get always a very good crop, very healthy soils, very good water. Then based on visual selection of grain type, say the size and color, then evaluation of aroma and cooking characteristic, we drop. Suppose something is not good in grain shape, size and color, we drop. Same thing for cooking, we drop. Then we grow panicled rows. And the panicle rows again, we record observations we record observations, uh, and then and then when we do roguing of the even weak plants. They may be true to the variety, but we rogue them out. And then after carefully harvesting separately, we take the data at 14% moisture. And again, we drop the line which are below the mean yield. And what is left with the nucleus seed? And that's what Dr. Athwal, Dr. Rakesh said in collaboration with this one we did. See, this is one of the field view. You see two rows each from the each panicle with a spacing, and see how uniform they are. Now I was talking about the Basmati Export Development Foundation, where they are giving training to the farmers and to other people. They go for the you know previous one. See, they go for high density seed. See, you may get any quality of seed, but there will be always some light grains. They have to be removed by putting into, say, 10% of salt solution. Then only healthy seeds will be there. And then you have to, the leveling is a very, very important part in rice, whether main field or nursery. And then we make sure before sowing that our seed has got very high percent of germination, what we give to the farmers there. And then see, we always uproot nursery in the standing water. When you are putting in the standing water, which is to the farmers, your nursery will remain fresh. And once it remains fresh, when it goes as such to the field, root establishment will be faster, better. There will be no yellowing, and there will not be any setback to the plants. So similarly, once we uproot, then we give the root treatment, so shielding treatment we give so that the crop is safe. Because it is easy to treat the nursery stage rather than putting pesticide in the whole field. Then fertilizer application, and then see planting. See, this is the seed. If you see the 10 rows, there is a gap he is giving in between. The gap for walking, for roguing, it facilitates. So, and we put always rows from north to south direction so that sunshine is more. And then when the crop is about, say, 15-day old, what we do, we have a light planker. We ask the people to move. It will induce more tillering, and if some insects have eggs, they will also be eliminated. And then later on, we put this one, say, light traps, which is very good for controlling the brown plant hopper. And see how uniform the crop is. There's a seed crop at BEDF farm. And like that, more number of farmers have been trained, and they grow as IARI or BDF says to the farmers. See, we advise to the farmers that you have to cut the crop from at least leave 6 to 8 inches extra, because you after cutting you have to put it. If you put on the ground as such, there will be moisture from the down, and it will spoil the grains which are directly in touch with soil. But here they will be on the say stubbles, and they will have aeration, so they will not be spoiled, and it will be dried in 2-3 days, and we can go for the threshing. So friends, what I want to just bring home the point and say what actually we have, because plant breeding is a continuous program, and always the farmers are expecting better than the best. So, my dear rice breeders, rice workers, not only breeders but rice workers, breeders should work in close collaboration with the all stakeholders in the rice milling industry, farmers, consumers, and regulatory agencies, because it is an export item, and we also need to eat good rice. Then organizing rice field days for the farmers and milling industry, as IRI has been doing since the time of Dr. S. Nagarajan, who initiated long back when you were director of IARI. So now we have already the varieties, and you people are working on that one. But still, let us follow strictly the how brown rice percentage and higher head rice recovery with desirable taste and should be priority of the rice improvement in addition to high yield. And now, see, we started with the pure line selection. We came to bed reading. We came to this one diary meeting, and then now we are the era of genome editing and synthetic biology. So we have more facilities, we have better training, we have better opportunities. So our effort should be to develop highly energy efficient and climate resilient rice varieties with sturdy stem. Why I want to once this one emphasize this sturdy stem? Because it is the lodging which creates the maximum problem with the quality, though diseases are equally important. But suppose if you have the disease resistance also pest resistance, if it lodges, then whatever you had produced, it will be spoiled. So research should help alleviating the pre-harvest sprouting of rice grains, which happens many times, say in the states of this one, Andhra Pradesh, even Bihar, Odisha, West Bengal, even this time in Punjab. The untimely rain, lot of the material with the variety which were flowering, which were maturing when matured, they were spoiled. So effort should be initiated to develop rice varieties suited for, say, diversified and use quality, see, functional foods and many types of new things, and those products which will be useful in the industry in the time to come because things are going to change very fast. So, my dear audience, thank you very much for patience. Yeah, see, I was just telling about the see, audience are very, you see, the visitors are very important. Recently, there was a program in NSC complex, and the many visitors came from this one abroad, and they came to IRI. And when they saw the IRI facilities, they were really impressed, and they were delighted to see the how the layout being maintained, how the crop is being maintained, what are their the objectives, and how they are being executed. Friends, in the acknowledgements are very important because it is not only the ideas. You have to have the really your mentors, the supporters at all levels. And for that, the IRI RISE team has been very fortunate that way. Right, from the beginning, Dr. MS Wagh initiated the program. Then after him, Dr. H.K. Jain, who was our head also, director also. And if you name the directors, Professor R.B. Singh, Dr. S. Nagarajan, Dr. S.A. Patil, Dr. H.S. Gupta, and Professor R.B. Singh. R.B. Singh was always very, proactive, going. He always say, be there where the plant is. Like Dr. H.K. Jain, he brought out the fact of, that you should have that interdisciplinary approach. So that way it was. Then rice team, Dr. E. Siddiq, who was up to 83 head of the rice breeding program. And always his presentation, his teaching. Let me say one word, though time is short. He had read the books on genetics that is by Sinnott and Ben Dobzhansky before coming to IRI 10 times. I am repeating 10 times. He told me personally. So friends, all my, this one, all this stuff. And then I will make the special mention of Dr. Satranjan Das as a student later on growing material at Bhubaneswar. Dr. B.N. Singh, who was the former director of IARI, this was CRI, and an alumnus of IARI. Dr. B.C. Rakmat at all stages, whether in IRI or DRR or Kasargod or as a student in IRI, he was helping in many ways, arranging material, taking photographs, making slides, and doing many help. Similarly, these students, they are our big strength. Dr. Maheshwar Hegde, Menu Joseph, Dr. Prati Satyaprati, and then Dr. Gopal Krishnan, and now many more. In the picture, what you see is He is late Dr. S.S. Nagarajan. He was really, wholeheartedly supported the program by starting the field rice days. And young Dr. A.K. Singh, and then Dr. Gopal Krishnan, our head Dr. B.B. Singh, very proactive, always very helpful in those days. And Ravindran, who was, who was the, you can say, the base, the foundation of IARI, Adudurai, this one, oxygen crop. And Dr. Faiz Mohammed, now in Hyderabad, doing very good work in some private organization. And our, common sir to all, thank you very much for, listening, with so much attention. I took little more time, but it was for me unavoidable. Thank you very much. Any question expect? If I can, I to answer. Okay, thank you very much.
Sir, thank you very much, sir, for taking us along with your journey, which you have passed for the last several years with respect to basmati varietal development and also your interaction with the industry. Particularly noteworthy was the fact that you also covered some of the historical aspects of basmati cultivation, and all these were very, very illuminating for all of us, sir. And we profusely thank you on behalf of Indian Institute of Rice Research, National Rice Research Institute, whose scientists are also participating in this virtual meeting, and also on behalf of Society for Advancement of Rice Research. I now request Dr. Sai Prasad Garu to take, Dr. Sunita to take over. Sir, yeah. So now the forum is open for question and answer session.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
Expected, sir. Now we will wait for any question and answers. If somebody raise. If people can raise in the chat box also, if any questions are there for Dr. Distinguished Speaker, Dr. VP Singh.
Yeah.
Sir,
We will be responding.
So before the others raise the questions, I have a question always raging in my mind. There are, even though I don't believe in that, but there is a view among a few players in the industry that always the traditional basmati is superior to most of the recently crossbred basmati. For me, it's not the case. For example, the kind of quality what we get out of Pusa Basmati 1121 may not be there in Basmati 370. But of course, I'm not a regular Basmati eater. So what is your views on this kind of opinion among some of the industry players, sir?
You have asked a very, very pertinent, important question, which after all my talk is being asked every time I speak. Believe me, whether in a village, whether in an industry or anywhere, this is the question always there. And since I am a basmati eater, born in basmati eating family, what you say is true. The aroma of basmati 370 is unique, its taste is different, its softness, everything is different. What IRI did, IRI only increased the grain length of uncooked rice, grain length of cooked rice, high volume expansion, made it high, reduced the duration, make it more, crop rotation friendly, farmer friendly. And this kind of rice was in demand more volume in the importing countries. So you have raised a very good question. Let me tell you, when I went to Coimbatore in 1974 to raise a crop, there are two stations. One is I think one is wetland, and one another is I think some upland. I don't remember. But the farm manager was Mr. T.V. Arasu. He took me home. We had lunch. And then he told me that next time when you come for transplanting, because I had gone for sowing, he told that you should bring the seed of Basmati 370 with you. Eh? So I took 5 kg seed of Basmati 370 with me for him. And he grew in his native place. But since it was really, say lodging type, poor yield, it did not come up well. But believe me, still who are really the basmati, my Fupaji, still he will not like 1121 or Pusa basmati 1509. He will like only basmati 370 and Travdi basmati. But now, let me add, now the IRI rice team, now they are very close to giving even better aroma, more acceptable aroma than basmati 370. It may take time, but they have come very close to that. See the way it took about 21 years to develop Pusa Basmati 1 to increase the grain length and increase the grain length of cooked rice volume expansion. So similarly, now they are very, very close, and it is, in their say program that they will have the highly aromatic, more acceptable basmati varieties. Thank you very much for putting a question which is always asked to me, and I answer in different ways. I do not know whether you are satisfied or not. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. And in the realm of, say, changing climate, of course, IARI is doing excellent breeding work related to development of climate resilient basmati varieties, and we have seen that they are also highly successful among the farmers. But basmati as a crop, whether it's amenable for direct seeded conditions, sir?
This time, many farmers have put under direct conditions. If there is no positive water, a minimum moisture level, but still we have to study the quality. I cannot be 100% sure how it is going to be, because if we see our common sense, because there when you are going for direct seeding, how you do direct seeding is very, very important. How much should be the space between one seed to another seed? Because it is unlike wheat. Here tillering is from the nodes and not like the roots as you get in wheat. So there are a lot of experiments this time on direct rice, and the quality we will be checking up.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
Any
much
questions from the other participants to Dr. VP Singh? There is one Sudha Agarwal. Sudhir Agarwal. Sir, you can ask the question, sir.
So his questions are always I am answering, but he is most welcome. He taught me many things. Please.
Gallery mode. Sudhir Agarwal ji, kindly unmute and ask the question.
And those who want to ask question can raise their hands.
Any other participants want to ask any question, they can raise their hands. Online or offline. Sir, Dr. Sudhir Agarwal ji, kindly unmute and you can ask the question.
नमस्कार सर, आप सभी को नमस्कार मेरा। सर, सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत है एक तो बकानी की, और पेस्टिसाइड का जो बैन किया गया है उससे किसान की बड़ी हालत खराब हो रही है। जो नए पेस्टिसाइड आए हैं, हर्बिसाइड आए हैं और इंसेक्टिसाइड आए हैं, उनमें जो है इतना कॉस्टिंग ज्यादा है कि किसान को कुछ बासमती में मिल ही नहीं रहा है। इस साल बरसात के मौसम में इतनी बीमारियां आई, उनको कंट्रोल करना ही किसान के लिए मुश्किल काम हो गया। तो मेरा ये कहना था कि साहब इस तरह की रिसर्च हो कि एक तो बकानी से मुक्ति मिले, और दूसरा जो नई वैरायटियां पूसा की जो आई हैं वो इतनी बढ़िया हैं कि उनमें एक तो बीमारियां भी नहीं आ रही, और दूसरा प्रोडक्शन बहुत ज्यादा आ रहा है। जैसे 1843 आई, 1885 आई, 1886 आई, ये और नई जो 1985 और 1979 जो आ रही है वैरायटी, वो तो हिंदुस्तान की एक क्रांति ला के रख देगी बासमती में, क्योंकि वो वैरायटियां कहीं भी खरपतवार के लिए खरपतवार नाशी लगेगा तो फिर उसमें कोई लेबर कॉस्ट ही बहुत कम हो जाएगी, और डायरेक्ट सीडलिंग में वो बहुत ज्यादा कामयाब होंगी वैरायटियां जो हैं।
Yeah, dear audience, Shri Sudhir Agarwal is a very, very progressive farmer, and he hails from a very, leading business community. Now he is into the seed business. He is a regular visitor to IARI, almost in all the programs, and has got many awards to his credit. What he was asking, he was, highlighting the problems of Bakane. And for Bakane, IRA is already working. They have found out the gene, the location, and they have already incorporated. And one day, the variety with the resistance to Bakane will also be released. We are very, very hopeful. When it comes to the disease and pest, uh, to all the people are know, I'm not telling something new. The disease and pest have to be managed because the rice is a creep crop where you have got all the facilities, conducive conditions for the pathogens, for the pests to grow. When I came last time for Dr. S.V.S. Sastry Memorial Award, we were just sitting in a discussion. So the question came for this one groundhopper. So our very renowned entomologist, Dr. Putti, he told that BPH is a disease. The BPH insect is a insect of management, and we have seen. I have seen many farmers in Basmati, zone who are able to control their BPH in advance, and they are not allowed to spread. And this time it was the unseasonal rain which was beyond control. So natural calamities, as you know, we have really no answer to. Thank you so much, Sudhirji, for asking a very good question.
Thank you, sir. And any other questions from other delegates, online or offline? Just I want to request once again. If there are no questions, then I request Dr. Sumita to give vote of thanks. Thank you very much.
Pronouns to all of you. Really, sir, I don't have words to express my sincere gratitude and my regards to Dr. V.P. Singh, former Principal Scientist, Division of Genetics, and Padma Shri Awardee. Sir, you have grown to such a higher honor, but still we feel that you are still our mentor. The kind of lecture you have delivered here has taken us back to the down memory lane of Basmati era, and then it's like you are bridging the wisdom bridge for all the rice breeders, particularly who are working in the Basmati research and other rice research areas. Sir. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and then giving a very knowledgeable presentation for all of us, sir. I express my heartfelt gratitude and thanks to you, sir, for giving this lecture. And I also express my sincere regards and thanks to our director for encouraging us to organize this kind of lectures in this year of 75 years of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, sir. This is all happening because all of you, the stalwarts like you, have made us to celebrate this year with our research endeavors, sir. And our director.
Dr. V.P. Singh, we would like to present this memento to you. So either when I'll be coming to Delhi, I'll personally come and then hand it over to you, sir. And we are indeed delighted from IARR, NRRA, and also from our society. Thank you very much for delivering a very nice, eye-opening talk, very focused topic. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much for the honor. Thank you so much.
So I express my regards and thanks to our director for encouraging to continue this series of lectures across the world, sir, from various institutes delivered by eminent scientists across the different countries and from various prestigious institutes, sir. We are really happy to be part of this lecture series, sir. And I take this opportunity to thank our secretary, Dr. R.M. Kumar, Society for Rice Advancement, for his constant support in organizing these webinar series. I also take opportunity to thank Dr. A.P. Padmakumari ma'am, the chairman seminar committee, for her meticulous efforts in organizing all these series of lectures, sir. And today's organizing team members consisting of Dr. L.V. Subbarao sir for his very nice introduction of this today's speaker, and Dr. S.V. Sai Prasad sir being moderator of the session, and the rapporteurs, including Sai Prasad sir and Dr. Fayaz, and all the participants across the country have joined this webinar, sir, to take their knowledge back and then grow their wisdom. So I thank all of them for participating in this webinar. And I also thank all my seniors, my colleagues, and my friends who joined this event today. I also take this opportunity to thank AKMU team led by Dr. Sailaja ma'am and other members for organizing all the logistics, including the TTT team members led by Dr. Muthuraman sir and his team for making the facility of this auditorium. In the last minute, we all moved to this to listen to you, sir. Thank you very much. And finally, the administrative staff for the arrangements of the logistics needed for this webinar series, sir. No intention to miss anybody. I express my sincere gratitude to all of you for joining this. Thank you so much.
And thanks are also due to our colleagues from IARI for actively participating in all these webinars. Thank you very much, Dr. Beg, Dr. Mridul, and others. Thank you. Sir, shall we close the meeting, sir? Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah, please. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.